Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. As always, like, subscribe, follow, whether you're listening or watching on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. And don't forget to follow on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and X. It is a very late Tuesday night. We did have a match today. Before I get into the post game, just want to talk about two important signings for the women's squad that were made over the last 24 to 48 hours. Leah Schuler and Hannah Lundqvist both being signed. Lundqvist is a defender, and you have Schuler, that plays forward. Both of them add depth to the squad. Positions needed, especially with the way the season's going, more additional tournaments, as well as the Champions League in February as well for those knockout stages. It's good to have players like that. That way we can have depth using different formations, having additional players there. But having those two additions there do help the squad as well. So welcome aboard to those new players for the women's squad. Excited to see them when they're ready. Women's squad is back. I believe it's January the 11th. I believe they're playing Arsenal, I believe. But yes, they should be returning back to training next week after a very long rest and break. So hopefully we have players back healthy, ready to go. But yes, there is women's games coming back, so more episodes of the podcast discussing more about Manchester United, and I'm again looking forward to seeing both of those players debut for the Red Devils. But okay, now to move on to the men's squad. Obviously, we did have a match today, like I mentioned, drawing against Wolves 1-1 at home against Old Trafford. How am I going to react to this game? I know the fan base is practically losing their shit. The Amarim out movement is back again. What a shocker. Listen, I know there have been games where we should be picking up points against certain squads. I know dropping 1-0 to Everton, the West Ham, Bournemouth. I know those games are there. Going into this game, like I mentioned, excuse me 1 second, guys, just got to do one. Sorry about that. Cough is still bothering me. But going into this game, and I mentioned in my preview episode, we're going to be similar to what we did against Newcastle on Friday in that Boxing Day match. There was going to be a struggle there. And it showed. And I also mentioned, too, that we were not the same squad as we were. And I don't want to hear about this is Wolves. Listen, I always say Manchester United, or I'm always going for the Manchester United win. When it comes to the game, whether you're higher than the other team or not, you still show respect to your opponent. I was not going into this game expecting us blowing them out 7-1. Though we did have members of our fan base expecting this to be an easy win. There is no such thing as an easy win in sports. There isn't. You can be controlled. There's controlled games, but there's no such thing as an easy win. You have to put in the effort. You have to put in the work to get the win. And sometimes you're just better than the other team. And today, Wolves were better than us, and there are some phases we were better than them. But we did struggle. And I know people are talking about the Xerxes goal. Xerxes being taken off at half. When I was watching it, from what I see, I didn't see there was something missing from Xerxes. Whether it's official that he's now officially going to Roma, you may have pulled him off because, again, maybe it's official. Maybe the Roma thing came in at halftime and saying he's going. The announcement's going to be made as the transfer window opens up in 2 days. Maybe that's why he was getting pulled. We don't know. But Ruben Amorim did explain why. But when you're also watching Xerxes, even when he was celebrating, it looks like there was something missing. And to the goal, listen, the way the shot was going, Jose Sa may have scored, or may have saved it, sorry, or Xerxes scores. But we did get a deflection off of a Wolves player for it to get redirected and go in. Jose Sa did make some good saves today. He did stop that one there that a lot of people wanted to review if the ball crossed. It didn't. He made the right stop. We put shots on net. We put crosses in for Sesko to head them in and get them in. We had our opportunities. United's options were there. They didn't capitalize. The goal that we let in, it was a bad goal to let in, but there was coverage there. Obviously, excuse me 1 second. Obviously, I do apologize again for that cough before I can get my mic on mute. Obviously, the Xerxes deflection, the movement, the change. Yes, the goal goes in. It's tough. United had opportunities to rebound and get it back. Cunha struggled. I love the energy that Dorgu was bringing in. He was fine on either side, right or left. Delo looked like he struggled. Aiden Heaven seemed fine. Like Luke Shaw did some nice things today. Like, again, like Luke Shaw was there. There were some good, like, the one thing too is the transition, the ball, like there were issues today. Did the players show up? No. Were Amarim subs wrong? I don't feel like they were. You could have brought on some maybe additional, but there were academy players playing. Jack Fletcher, I thought played decently. I do apologize again for that. Minato came on. You had Lenny Euro that came on. Aiden Heaven, I thought, played well today in some areas. They had opportunities. They just didn't play. They just didn't score, and they didn't capitalize on them. Semi Lemons played well, saved us. But listen, like when we watched the Newcastle game, you saw the shots that Newcastle had. They had opportunities to take in there. So seeing this wasn't a surprise. United should have won. They should have. And I don't want to start talking about top four right now. I don't. Like, a lot of people screaming about, we could have been in top four today. Ladies and gentlemen, the one thing too is the league doesn't end tomorrow or ends on this weekend. I don't care if we're going to be in fourth for 30 seconds. That's not celebratory to me. What will piss me off is if we're at the end of the season and we had the opportunity to get that, to secure our fourth, to get into Champions League, and we didn't, that's going to upset me. I do not give a fuck about not being in fourth right now. I do get upset that we may lose points, but at this opportunity here, there's still a chance for us to start moving up through it. Like we have opportunities here, ladies and gentlemen. We're not just stepping away from it. We have opportunities. I believe Liverpool is playing Leeds this week, so a lot of people are going to be hoping for Leeds to pull out a nice little win. But I'm not upset. Like, we gained a point today. Would I be happy if we're in top four right now? Yes, but if we lost top four like on Sunday after losing to Leeds, and who cares if we were in top four today? Oh wow, the 3 fucking days that we were in the top four, yippee-ki-yay! Like, again, I'll be furious if we blew it and top four was there for us to take at the end of the season. That's when I'm going to be upset. But if we're going to be gaining points, wins, which we need to, again, we always need to win. Am I upset that we drew today? Yes. But at the same time, too, I'm not upset that we lost. Go ahead. Treat it as a loss. Go ahead. We didn't lose, which means we would have dropped any points. We would have gained nothing, which means teams that were drawing today or winning today were jumping us today. Think about that. Am I going to be losing it? No. Like the roster today, for this match. What did you expect? This is not the same squad that beat them 4-1 a couple weeks ago. Our captain's not there. Not having Mount there impacted a lot. Nothing against Xerxes, but not having Mount there impacted. When you look at the experience on our bench, you just see Lenny Euro there. You do have Tyrell Malacia. Like, I'm not going to take anything away from Malacia. But yeah, like if you look at it, we like the experience wasn't there on our bench. Our depth wasn't there. So we had our issues for today. We had issues with depth. Again, we're missing Mount, Menu, Bruno, DeLitt, Maguire. That's 5 players. We're missing 8 players today. Sorry about that. We're missing 8 players today. 8 players that we're missing for Manchester United today. It's tough. Those are tough players to replace. They are. No matter what, that's 8 players. And I even mentioned in last night's episode that we'll have academy players in today. And I mentioned Fletcher. I mentioned that we could potentially have both Fletchers in. I mentioned that we may have Pantato make an appearance. Shea Lacey unfortunately didn't make another appearance today. Would that may have an impact? I don't think so. Nothing against Shea Lacey, but these guys are young academy players. But we had to make decisions. Listen, we had opportunities. The second half there were struggles, but United had opportunities today to win it. They had opportunities to score. They did. Like, it was there. Were there some poor decisions by players? Yes. Is a lot of the poor decisions done by Ruben Amorim? No. The players are the ones that decide. They had the opportunities. It didn't matter if Dorgu was on the left or the right. We're still drawing. Dorgu had opportunities and shots. He had, 1 or 2 shots that went wide? I think there were opportunities there, ladies and gentlemen. And if we came out with that win 2-1, if Dorgu was just a foot behind for the offside and he scores still, are we talking about that? We're talking about Dorgu is just being lights out for 2 games in a row. And he has been. He has. He's been our best player the last 2 games. And we came in with a win and we came out with a draw. But he's playing well. He is. We're struggling because we're missing essence of players, and we don't have those replacements there. What am I expecting for Leeds on Sunday? I'm expecting the same thing as was for Newcastle today and against Leeds. There will be a struggle. They will fight to maintain a draw, or they have to go for the win, and hopefully they do. Hopefully Mason Mount is back on Sunday. I think today may have been just a precaution, but hopefully he's back on Sunday because that impacts our attack. I think that makes a difference for the attack. Whether we have Xerxes there this weekend, I don't know. Whether he's there to be ready to play or he's there as just as an extra body. But United are looking at transfer windows and trying to get players in. And unfortunately, Xerxes is going to be potentially going out. So that's the tough part. Listen, overall with the game, it was disappointing, but I'm glad we didn't lose. I don't care that we gave them their 3rd point. I really don't. That has zero influx on how that wows me today. Congratulations, they got 3 points. Who cares? And I gave credit to the Wolves for their last few games because I talked about their last few games. I did. Realistically, I did. They took the reason why they only lost to Arsenal is because they scored 2 goals for them. It's the truth. We're the us and Chelsea, or actually, yeah, for the Prem this season. Let's just take a look here. for the Prem this season, only us and Man City have scored 4 goals on Wolves. They put 2 goals up on Wolves. Like us and City are the only two that put up 4 goals on them. Burnley, Burnley put up, I think, 3 when they beat them. Burnley put up 3. Chelsea put up 3. Like, only 2 people put up 4 on them. You got to remember, like, Villa barely beat them. Nottingham Forest. Again, I mentioned Arsenal. The only reason why Arsenal won is because the self-destruct of Wolves themselves. Arsenal couldn't even score their own goals for themselves against Wolves. But let's talk about how Manchester United drew them. Who else drew them? Spurs and Brighton. Cool. And I believe who cares? Like, we should have won, but at the end of the day, okay, cool. We gave them a point. I've moved on. This isn't a sackable offense. It isn't. Like, the fan base just needs to take like a minute and calm themselves. This is an overreaction to an overreaction to an overreaction. And I'm sure we'll hear overreactions tomorrow. But listen, overall, like, everyone definitely didn't do their part today. You would hope, and I mentioned they would have to. Consistency has always been a mention in my episodes. But they have to look into this game. They have to look into themselves and realize, like, they had to do what they had not. Excuse me. They have to make sure that they were good to go with what they did against Newcastle. Like, Newcastle, yeah, great, we won. Today we did not. We have 4 points in 2 games, which I know we all want 6. Don't get me wrong. Top 4, top 5 is still maintainable for the season. It is. We're at the halfway point. We're going to start playing everyone again. We play Leeds for the first time this weekend. Then after that, it's round 2 for every team. We've played them once. We know what we need to do next. Wolves are the first team for round 2. We got that, and then we have much more. Okay, before we proceed, let me do my rankings. Aiden Heaven, 6.8. He did some good things today. Martinez, 6.4. Shaw, 6.2. Cunha, 6. I'm going to say 6. Delo, 5.8. Xerxes, 6 with the goal and obviously subbed at halftime. Ugarte, Casemiro, both under 6, 5.8. Sesko, 6.5, had the shots, got opportunities. Obviously, the service fell, but definitely way better performance than Newcastle. Dorgu, 6.8. Lemens, 7. Memento, Yoro, Fletcher, all 6s. But yeah, that's my rating. Yeah, I know everyone's going to have a different rating. Everyone's going to look at things differently. But listen, United, we have a big game on Sunday against Leeds. It is a must win. Every game's a must win. But we're going to expect the same type of similar performance, but hopefully we have people back. We don't have players to replace the ones that we're missing, ladies and gentlemen. Heaven, Martinez, Yoro, that's great. But again, we're still missing Kobe. We're still missing Bruno. It's going to be Ugarte and Casemiro in that middle again. Our attack is being hit as well, because when you look at our attack, we have Cunha, we have we only have Cunha, we have Sesko, Mount. Hopefully, we're back, and potential Joshua Xerxes. So that's what we're looking at here. We may go with more academy. We're going to go with academy players again. Maybe Kobe's ready to go this weekend. Who knows? But we do have issues. And obviously with the window opening up this week, we're going to look at transfer targets. But there are still going to be those concerns. There are concerns there with Villa. There's concerns there with Newcastle. There's concerns there against Wolves today. There'll be concerns there on Sunday. We don't have the squad depth going into it. And we're feeling that. If we can come out of these games head held high and managing, then yes. Can this squad maintain us close enough to try and get the top four? We'll see. Because with the opponents that we're facing, let me just take a look here. We got Leeds, Burnley, Brighton as our next three games. And then we have, Leeds and Burnley as our next two Prem games. FA Cup against Brighton on the 11th. And then and then we have the derby on the 17th. But yeah, the next two Prem games are right there. So those are two important games. We're playing Burnley for the second time again. We just came out with a win against them. Leeds were playing for the first time. That's an important matchup. I don't care about the history, whatever. It's just an important matchup. But those two next games are games that we have to control ourselves and come out of. So we have to get wins with those. We do. So I don't care about top four right now. I don't care about that. Right now I care about is just maintaining consistency, getting points. Again, wins are better. Draws are okay. Losses are horrific, but we need those points. We need to gather them up to keep us close up to those ranges, to get us close to there. And then as we get healthier and we're facing, because again, we play City and then we play Arsenal back to back. We're playing against Fulham and then Tottenham. We're going round two. And the one thing too is, we're at home for those games. That's the important thing here. A lot of our next matches are like the next second halves are going to be at home. But again, we are going to be facing some tough opponents. Again, like we have to be able to get those points. We have to take away points. Yes, we have to rely on our opponents to drop games too, but we have to take points from City and Arsenal as well. Those are two priority games. Those are games that hopefully we're 100% healthy for. But again, Leeds, Burnley, those are important games. So again, Sunday, we got to focus on that, then focus on Burnley. But we have to get a result from them on Sunday. Hopefully we have maybe one or two bodies back. But again, if we can manage those two games with results that are positive, that can put us in better spots too as well. So we have to take advantage of that. Even with the depth, we have to come away with those results to help us as well until we get our reinforcements back. Because again, we are going to be struggling without our reinforcements. So, but in the end, for today, yes, disappointing draw. We got the point. We didn't lose, which I'm going to take. But United's players didn't step up, to say the least. They didn't step up when we needed them, and the struggle was there. It was. We didn't capitalize. There were opportunities there. Passing, movement, it was there. So, but I'm going to leave that there for the episode as well. I'll be back Thursday and then an episode on Friday as well. Thursday, just catching up, obviously the fallout from today's game, the news, any updates with transfers, because again, Thursday is January 1st. The transfer window is going to be starting this week. So that's the big day. Hopefully we have a potential news break from Fabrizio, from Ben Jacobs about transfers. So, but again, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Don't forget to listen, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, watching on YouTube or Spotify. And don't forget to follow on Instagram, TikTok, and X as well. So yes, I will talk to you guys on Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night, This is the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.